Hi everyone, Emma here. So I mentioned that I was going to show you how to make this lovely bracelet. So I think we should take a look and see what we need, and I will do my best to show you. So this is the finished bracelet. Now it fits my wrist size, which is 5 3/4. So it fits it like a cuff. So you can see it's not like super snug. There is a bit of give, but it is like it's not loose by any means. So, and the reason I bring that up is it will make a difference on how many pearls you need and how long you make it. So for this demonstration, we're gonna see if maybe we could do 6 sets here. So this is what I call right here 6 sets of pearls and on each side, and then I'll show you this embellishment here as well as the one with the crystal in the middle, and then we'll put a clasp on. So this one turned out amazing. This bead is called let me see if I still have the tag. This is called iridescent gray, and let's open it up so you can see. And I don't know if you get the full effect of this gray. I think you do in the camera. It's showing. You get some blue colors in there. It's incredible. So I could have used blue beads along here, and then these beads would look actually blue rather than gray. But this just turned out amazing. So I got the idea from this from different designs that I've seen where you put 4 pearls together and you use these little kind of diamond patterns with your seed beads on in between each, so they go all the way around, and then of course you connect them. So I'll show you just quickly one of the designs that I did that with. And I have a video on how to do this one. So this one's another cuff bracelet. And this one has 3, but what it does is it uses pearls and alternates with crystals. So I was thinking about it when I was doing the other bracelet that I think I'm going to try some different things that I can do these patterns with, because I don't know what it is about the pattern. I really love it. It looks a bit like a flower to me, and it just is so pretty. So there's that. And then the other one that I did that had that same idea with the 4 pearls, and then as you alternate with bugles. And again, this turned out really good. And you know, the pink one that I did of this looks like a rose bush, like on a garden gate. It's just incredible. So there you go. So let's take a look at what you need. You're going to need some 4mm pearls, and these are the iridescent white, and these have a pink hue to them and reflect blue as well. Let me see if I can get it better. So it might be hard to see on the video, but it definitely, they look a bit pink. So they're really amazing because they're not totally, they don't totally look white. I think the bigger ones might look a little more white. Let me grab the 6mm. So these are the 6. No, they have a pink color to them as well. So that's amazing. But these look a little more blue. But those are pretty awesome. So these strands come in 50. So there's 50 on this strand. You're probably going to need 2 strands for a normal person size. Actually, you know what? I should take it out because I am going to make this bracelet as a giveaway. So, yeah. And I just wanted to mention this because um, the whether it's the video comments with YouTube or YouTube was having a problem or not, I haven't, contacted them yet, but I definitely noticed for about a 2 week period, I was not getting any comments on my videos. I think I got like between 3 and 10 comments per video, which is very unusual. And then just recently, people mentioned that they tried commenting or they commented, and then when they went back and looked, their comment was gone. So that was not on my part at all. I thought people were on vacation and, doing stuff with the summer and, COVID restrictions being off and whatnot. Nobody was, doing too much on YouTube. So I just thought it was that. But definitely, I feel like maybe some people may have tried to comment on the last giveaway video and weren't able to. And I also really appreciate everybody supporting me through my radiation and cancer treatment. So this is my way of expressing my thank you. So we're going to make one of these and it's going to be for a giveaway. So let me get the second strand so that I don't forget and make you a tiny Barbie doll one, which is my wrist size. Let me to reduce this a bit because that was a little too close up. If you notice anything about my videos that's a bit awkward or whatever, please let me know. I reviewed some of my videos and I was like, oh wow, I was way too close for that. So I won't be offended if you let me know. It helps me do a better job. So this is the clasp we're going to use, and that's one of those fold over clasps, and it has the two sides, so you can actually the camera's going out of focus. So it has all these little kind of bars so you can sew your bracelet to it. So these are really nice. And we're going to do some Swarovski crystals. So here's the thing. I think these look really amazing together. But I had two other colors. So here is the light blue. And you got to remember too, this is only going to be this middle bead. So for this one, the silvers are quite like pronounced in the gray pearls, so you don't notice the crystals as much. So you will notice these, but I put the different colors out to see. This one I could do totally. Now we do this at the end, so maybe what I'll do is I'll do these in two parts so that people could vote on what color Swarovski. So there's an opal lilac, and there's a light blue, and there's a clear crystal. So yeah, let me know. So we won't put these on, or if I put them on, I'll make sure I can take them off and switch it. I think we'll see how far we get, and I'll update what's going on. So those are 4mm Swarovskis. Then for the beads, I have 11O. These are Miyuki Ivory Pearl Ceylon beads. And then these are Toho Treasures #1. And these are Ceylon Snowflake. So they're kind of maybe like an opal-y color or a opaque. So, and let me show you. So the pearls will be part of the pearl Ceylon will be part of these little diamond shapes, and then these embellishments here, as well as the embellishment around the crystal. This one here is going to be these beads here. So we'll kind of outline it a bit. Okay, so let's You're going to need some scissors, of course, and some fire line. I'm using dragon thread. This is the size that I'm using here, the 6.006. This is the one I think there might be one that's a little thinner than this one. Let me see. This is pretty thin. I used this one on the gray one, and I ran into trouble. It was starting to get tight, and the reason being, on this you go through these pearls a lot, so just remember that with what thread you're using. And you can use like Nymo or I'm trying to think of the name of the more, I don't know, like a fabric type. So you need a needle. I'm using a size 12 needle. Again, you can use the needle that you prefer, but these holes are pretty small on these Presciosa pearls. And I should say, these are Presciosa pearls. I'm like showing you them and forgot to mention it. So these are size 4mm Presciosa pearls. So let's actually cut one strand and we'll get started. And I'm going to adjust my camera and enlarge this a bit, and we'll see if we need to go further. So might as well take these all off. There. And we'll put out some 11/0s. We don't need these till we do the embellishment, so we'll just put those there. Oh, these are pretty. So this color scheme, at first I was going to do lilac pearls, but then I thought, let's do the white because I'm really amazed at these white ones, and I wanted to show you what they look like and what it looks like. And then when I started picking the colors, I'm thinking this is going to look like a wedding jewelry, which is awesome. And I have a knot already in my cord. There we go. Okay. So you are going to put, we're going to start with the pearls. So you're going to put, let's start with a 11/0, a pearl, 11/0. We're going to put 4 pearls on there, separated by the 11/0 Ceylon. And then one more here, there. So I don't know what it is with my camera position. It looks a bit wonky to me. It's tilted, so the orientation looks weird to me. I don't know if it's weird for you guys watching it. I have it now, but it's like, you look at how close it is to my hand. Okay, so I'm thinking we're gonna have to fix that camera position again. Okay, so I'm bringing it down to the bottom, and I'm gonna tie this in a knot. You know, I'm just thinking, let's start over here. I'll tell you why, and I'm gonna lift this up because I don't think this is a good idea. Because then I'm gonna end up hitting the camera. There, that's better. That's better. Okay. There's the reason why I restarted here. You can do it this way with them separated, Or you can start with just your pearls, and then you can add your seed beads in between. What that ends up doing is you end up with a little thread in between your pearls that you can maybe see. So since I did it for that bracelet this way, I'm going to do it this way, and we'll add the pearls after. I find it's easier to do this knotting section without the seed beads, and I think that's why I wanted to start over. So I'm putting a knot. So I've come near the end. I'm putting a knot like that. And then we're going to do another knot. And that should tighten it up. There, like that. And I'm going to do a third knot. I'm a little obsessive, so that's why I do it like that. And I'm going to try and talk louder too, because I noticed in my last video I was like really low. So when I'm tired, I tend to talk low. So I'll just cut like that. And if you have, I have my burner here. I like to use it, but I'm a little leery because when I put new batteries in and I went to zap something, it like the whole line caught on, like it went red and just started melting everything. So I was like, whoa. So now we're going to take and we're going to go pass through the pearl so that we can hide that knot. So just like that. And see if you can see that pop in there. The tail is still sticking out, so we can kind of just pull it through. And I like doing this because it also lets me know if my knot is tight enough. Because when you go to pull this, if the knot comes out, then you know you have to start all over. You don't want to find that out, you know, halfway down your bracelet. I'm just going to go through the next one and see if I can just hide that tail. And you know, you got to be careful where you put your knots, because like I'm putting it inside that pearl, but we're not going to do too much passing through that pearl, so it should be fine. But I can always clip that. Let me see if I can get that. Get a nice, probably not. Let me get my other scissors. These are my good embroidery scissors. A little better. Okay, so now let's add our pearls, our seed beads, I mean. So pick up one, go through the next one like this. Like that. Pick up another 11-0, go through the next pearl, pull your thread through, like that. Pick up another. This is where you're going to feel some tension from the knot, like that. And the last one, go through. That. So now what we're going to do, since we've gone through everything, is we're going to go through this seed bead and we're going to create the little diamond pattern. So we're going to pick up 3. We already have one there, so it'll complete the pattern. That, and just nudge it into place like that. Now, I usually go around it one more time. You don't have to. Yeah, maybe I won't. We'll see how it goes here. Now go through the pearl and through your 11-0, and we're going to add that design and pull it tight like that, and then just kind of nudge them so they're nice. So pick up 3 11-0s. Sorry, my volume's getting louder. Hello, are you guys out there? I can't hear you. You guys probably think I'm crazy. You would be right. There's your second little diamond pattern. Go through the next pearl and through the 11-0. And nudge that one there, like that. Grab 3 11-0s. And so you're coming out of this side here, you're going to go to the other side and through, like that. That. Then go through your pearl. And through your 11-0. And don't worry if this gets loose, it's going to tighten when we pull this through. You can adjust them if they get a bit wonky. So flip that one down a bit. Not a big deal, because when we start going through it, we're going to fix it all. So pick up 3 11-0s. Coming out of this side, we're going to go into this side. Like that. Okay. So now we've started this, we want to create 2 of these side by side. So whatever side you decide to put it, that's fine, because then that's going to be how your thing goes. So I could continue around these guys and come out here and then start my second set of pearls on this side here. But I could go up here and do it there, and then it would be this way. So it doesn't really matter on the first row because you decide where you're going to put things. So I think what I might do is go through this one, and I'll tell you why, because this thread's a bit loose if I go around. So let's make sure we're starting from a kind of a secure area. So let's go through this pearl. And through your 11-0, if you can manage it with your needle. It might be hard, so no, I'm going to have to do it separately. So there, everything's secure. So now I'm going to go through. I want to be in this top bead here, and I think I need to enlarge this a bit here. Let me move this so you can really see what I'm doing. Okay, so we go through the bottom, and I'm following the thread path. So that's important too. You know, when I started beading, I'm just going to flip this to make it easier. I used to change directions all the time without considering where my thread path wanted to go in a circle. And I'm sure if I looked at those bracelets, I might see it, but I don't think there was a major difference in it. But I know there's some beaders out there that will make sure you do it this way. And I'm a little obsessive about it now too, so. Okay, so we're ready to add our second set of pearls. So now we've got to go through and add those pearls. So we're going to pick up 4 pearls. There's 4. So we're coming into this side. We're going to go into this side here. And I'm just hanging on to it so it doesn't flip-flop all over the place. Like that. And there's my second set. So now I'm going to go through this first pearl here, and it will tighten it. Tighten that all together. I was gonna, there's a step that was missing, but it's because we did this differently. So now we're gonna add our seed beads. So add one here and then go through your pearl. Like that. Pick up one, go through your pearl. And just go through pearl like that. I'm going to go through that seed bead that we already had on there. Now I'm going to go and add these little pieces to these ones here. And this is basically the whole part of this bracelet. Let's go through those two. One, two, three. So we're coming out this side, we're going to go in through the other side and create that. Let's see if I can, like that. Go through the pearl and through the 11-0, like that. Bring it tight. Straighten out your beads if you want to. It's not going to matter because you're going to go through them again, so you can straighten them out. So coming out of this side, we're going to go into this side of this 11-0. We've picked up 3 11-0s to finish off the little diamond shape, like that. Go through the pearl in the 11-0. See if I can get that there, like that. Pick up 3 11-0s. Coming out of this side, we're going to go into this side. And pull it tight. So now we're going to continue to do this step till we have the length that we want. So you can, when you get to the point where you have sets of 4, you can actually start to do your embellishment. I decided with this design that I would do the embellishment after I had the full length of my pearls. So I added the crystal and I added this little diamond shape around it, and then these embellishments I did. So I did these all the way down. Then I went through and did these. It was so much easier, so much less thread that you needed, because you can imagine when you're putting these on, you don't have to go through all of this to get to it. So let's continue. We'll do a few more rows of this, and then I'll show you how to add the crystal. So I didn't know if you figured this out yet, but it's really easy. So let's go. We're gonna get to that top bead here. And I'm just going to set that down for a sec. And we're going to pick up 4 pearls. That. Go to the other side of this 11-0. that. Just going to flip this. It's a little easier to work on this side. Okay. Now we're going to go through the first pearl here. And we're going to add our 11-0. Let's get this tight. There. I think what I'll do is I'll show you the next row of pearls a different way, which is what I actually did for the other one, and I thought it was the better way. Oh, look, I put 2 on there. Thought it was the better way because I felt like the pearls were tighter together, but it took a lot of thread and time to go through multiple times. So I'm thinking this is probably the better way to do this, but we'll see. The bracelet that I showed you was the first time I ever did that design. So I'm kind of coming up with new ways of doing things. Now, this is this one here. So instead of going through that, so here's the thing, you want these pearls to be nice and snug together like a little square. So you can see because we had that seed bead there, it's kind of opening it a bit. But you know what? It might be the beads that I had on the other one were more prominent. So when I strung it, I had to bypass them afterwards. So let me see if I bypass this, if it tightens it. Yeah, it did. But that also means you only have one strand thread attaching this to this. So it's up to you how you do it. So let's go through these pearls. So I am noticing, so this one here, I'm going through just the pearls this time and not going through these seed beads. I am noticing this is a lot tighter than this. You can kind of see little gaps here and thread, but with this, it's really snug. And that's the idea. So it's whatever your preference is. I definitely feel that the tightness makes it neater. So I'm going to go through here because, oh wait, no, I'm not going to. We need to add our next set of pearls. I was getting excited I was going to do more. You could do that, is do one whole side and then come back down and do the other side. So there's options. So let's go through the pearl. There. Okay, so now go through the 11-0 here. And just think, if you look at this, we are going to add 4 pearls here. And we're using these 11-0 seed beads as part of the set of pearls. So then we have to remember that we're going to use, just move that over a bit there. We're going to use this bead here. So, oh, we didn't put our little design pieces on this. I am just not with it today. So we have to add our little picot edges here. So let me go through the pearls. Through the pearls. You guys were probably saying, Emma, you forgot to add your picots. What? As I was saying in my previous video, I'm tired from the radiation, and I'm kind of surprised at Like, I don't feel too bad, but I definitely notice it when I go to do a video. Like, oh, I forgot to do this, or I forgot to tell them this, and so I apologize for that. Okay, so that pico's on there. Let's go through this pearl and through this guy. Tighten that. Add our final picot here. Like that. 3. Bring that through. That. So now we want to get to this one here. So go through the pearl. You can go through the bottom 11-0. That will tighten up your little picot there, like that. So we are coming out of this bead. We're going to go up this one. I may have to bring my thread around here. So it's on the other side. There we go. Okay, so you want to go through this 11-0. So you basically, if you get confused and you don't know where you're at to get to, to connect these two, just remember you always want to be in this top picot bead. Okay, so now if you look at that, we need our 4 pearls, but we have a bead here that we're going to incorporate. So we're going to add 3, go through this picot, then add our 4th pearl. I hope that makes sense. So this is the maybe confusing part of this design. There's 3. Go through this pearl. And add another pearl. Okay, so you went through that one, we added a pearl. Now we're going to go through the other side of this 11-0. This is a bit awkward. Okay, pull that through, and there we go. Look at that. So there's our second set of beads. So pull that through, go through the pearl, and I'm going to pull it tight, and like that. Pick up an 11-0, go through the pearl, and pull everything tight that got loose. Pick up an 11-0, go through the pearl. It sounds like it's raining out there. It is. It was like bright and sunny. That's weird. Okay, so now we're just going to go through the pearls because we don't want these seed beads to be, making everything loose. So just pass through the pearls so they're nice and tight. Then my thread's getting all tangled here. See if we can fix that. Tight. Okay, and go through just the pearls. And actually we could probably just do this pearl and then we'll go through the 11-0 and add the picot. These ones here are really loose. It's not going to matter because when we add the embellishment, we can tighten it. We can pass through it and tighten it. Okay, so add 3 11-0s. Like that. through the pearl and the 11-0. There. Pick up 3 11-0s and put that through like that. So now we're going to add our next set up here. So we can go up here. We can go through here and then go around into this one. I think it's going to be fine, so it will tighten once we get up there. Hopefully it will, and that's not why the other one wasn't tight. But you know what I find with some bracelet designs, like really nice ones, and I see or I hear Stephanie from Bronze Pony talking about this, is she goes through them afterwards. She's done, and it stiffens up the bracelet and it secures everything, so you always have that option. So I picked up 4 pearls. I'm going through that top bead of that picot. Get them in there. And then we're going to go through and start adding the 11-0 beads. Tighten that. Just want one, and then go through the pearl. Pick up an 11-0, go through the pearl. Pick up another 11-0, go through the pearl and the 11-0 below it. Now at this point we can just go through the pearls and that will tighten it as well. So why don't we do that? Go through the pearl and the 11-0 like that. Nice and tight, and pull it tight. There we go. Lovely. Add our picots. So pick up 3 11-0s, go through those 11-0s on the side, go through the pearl, in the 11-0, and that pulls our last beads tight into position. Pick up 3 11-0s. That. Go to the other side of that 11-0. Okay. That. Go through the pearl and the 11-0. Like that. Pull it tight. Pick up 3 11-0s and go through this here. Now we're going to go around because, like I said on the last one, we want to be in this top bead of that picot. So if you're confused, that's the one. So we're coming out of, trying to see where we're coming out of. I think we're coming out this way. We're going to go up through this one and through the next one. You can do them together or separately. Like that. Get that nice and tight. And I'm just going to flip this. It's a little easier to do from the other side. And go through this one. And we're ready to add our pearls. Like that. So let's add 4 pearls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're coming out this side. We're going to go around the other side. And I don't want to do that actually, because we forgot this. We need that bead in there, so we need 3. I get so excited. I keep going. There's been a few times on the other bracelet that I ended up with 4 beads, 4 pearls, and I was like, oh, I'd have to go all the way back. And okay, so see what I have here. We need to incorporate this one here. So let's bring that one and then pick up our 4th pearl. Like that. Go through this here. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to go through and add our 11-ohs around and our picots on those 2 sides. So let's go through here. It's still loose, so when we go through this, it will tighten it like that, and nice and tight. 11-oh. One more 11-oh through that pearl, through the 11-oh, that. Okay, so we're gonna continue around so we can get to these guys and add the picots. So through the pearl, and these 2 pearls are separated by an 11-oh. We don't want that, so we want to just go through the pearl and then go through the next pearl, and we're going to pull it tight, and it's going to tighten it up, and we can go through the 11 to get ready for the picot. So let's take a look at what happens, and it snugs them up nice and tight like that. 3 11-ohs. Go through these guys like that. Go through the pearl and the 11-oh. Tighten everything. 3 11-ohs. And I'm going to go through the pearl. Just the pearl. And that should tighten it. There. So there is the first step to this bracelet. So you're going to continue doing this all the way along till you get the length you want. So you can see it goes pretty quick. Now, depending on what seed beads you're using, they may like sit nicely together. I found these, definitely round seed beads fit a little better. So if you are using like Tohos, they're a little more tubular, so they don't fit as well. But I'm not convinced about these ones, but we'll see. We're going to add the embellishment in these 2 areas. So let's take a look. This should be straightforward. So let's start by adding the crystal. I think I'm going to go with the opal lilac color. These are incredible. I don't know if you can see the light in these. These are Swarovski. So I did put the crystal first, I think. Yeah, I think I did put the crystal. So you want to decide which way your crystals are going, because your crystals have a hole that go up and down. So you want to know if you want to place your crystals this way, up and down, then you're going to have to position your thread through here, and you're going to add your crystals into these 2 beads. But if you want to put your crystals this way, then you have to do it the other way. So it's pretty straightforward, but I think when you decide which way you want it to go, I would keep it going in the same direction. I guess that's the kind of point I'm getting at. So our thread's coming out of here. We're going to bring it down to here and we're going to put these in place. So okay, so now go through this bead here. And you could put all your crystals on at once, or you could put it on as the first step of your design. So I've got the crystal, so let's bring it down here. So you can see there's a lot of space in between. So I kind of left it and made sure that I left enough space for the thread. Now I'm going to come up and go through it again and then move to the, we can complete the design on this. And I'll tell you why this needs to be in that spot, because the other beads are going to go around it. So I went through this seed bead here, go up through the crystal again. So something like that. That amount of tension. So that's not going to move around. Let me bring forward my thread here. There. Okay, so now go through this seed bead again. Now, what we are going to do, so you see how it's kind of locked it in place? You're not going to see those threads because we're going to put beads over top of that. Let me just, I think I put 3 seed beads in between each. So I'm coming out of this middle picot bead. I put 3 on here. And I'm going to go through this middle seed bead. And again, I'm not like pulling it super tight. Like that. So you might decide to put 4. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's the different size beads is making a difference in the tension. So let's add 3. That's what I had on the others, but if we have to, we'll take it apart. So you're coming out of this middle seed bead of this little picot. We're going to go through this middle one like that. And you're going to continue around, adding 3 all the way around. I think once you get the other 3 on, it starts to close that gap. But these do seem far apart. So I don't know if it's the beads. Okay, pick up 3, go through the next one. Pull that in. So it's fine. It's just you need to pull it in a bit to close it up. Now, what I did for this bracelet design was then I went through this second one, the next one in line. Okay, through that second one, and I went through the crystal. And what that does is it pulls the beads close to the crystal. Okay, so now I need to find the next second one here and go through like that It's going to pull that into the crystal, then go through the crystal, do the opposite side. I hope this is, you can see this. It's kind of hard with the white. I didn't think that through. So this is what I mean by the second one. So not this corner one here, this second one. So now we're going to go down through this one, and it pulls it in, go through the crystal. I'm just going to turn this there, then go through this one here. So you could go through the bottom of that second one. There. So what that does is it snugs it up against the crystal, and it raises the crystal up as well. You don't have to do that. I like the way it looks, and I like to get the beads snug up against that crystal. So this is a step you could actually skip. So let's go through the crystal the final time, and we'll go over to the next one and add it. Maybe it'll make more sense the second time around. So now I'm just going to go through these seed beads to get over to the other side. So go through those. There. So I'm wondering if these seed beads aren't the best, because I feel like the way it feels in my hand, it feels a bit flippy floppy, but definitely doesn't with these. Now these are really good metallic, or not metallic, but metallic colors of the like seed beads, probably galvanized. So let's bring it around so that our thread is here. And actually we want to be up top, so let's go all the way around. We want to put our crystal in. And so if you're following your thread path, you can see I'm going in that direction, and which means I'm going to have to go up and around to come back down here. So that's the part of this design that sometimes is a bit frustrating. It takes a lot of thread because you're going up and around, but you know what? As I start to work on it, and now that I feel it after doing that, realizing that it really makes your thread or makes the whole bracelet tighter and feel a little more substantial. Let's go through there. That. So go through this one here. We're going to add our crystal. Go to the next one on the other side. And bring our crystal. Go up through the crystal. And then go on the other side of that seed bead. Like this. Now we're ready to add our 3 seed beads around the pearl. So 3. Coming out of this one, we're going to go into this one. So that around like that. Pick up 3 11/0s. You're coming out of this bead here, you're going to go into this one that's in the crystal. Like that. And pull it a bit tight. It'll bring everything together. Pick up 3. Coming out of this one here, we're going to go into this one here. I'm just going to turn this, bring that in, and pull that tight. So this is actually coming along. Pick up 3. Coming out of this one here, we're going to go into this one. We're going to go to, are we going to, no, we're going to wait here. So it's interesting this one's lower. Let me see if I can pull that up by going through it. There, like that. So, you know, when I look at this one here, we haven't gone through the crystal at all. It seems fine. So I think my recommendation would be not to bother with that maneuver through crystals, because I don't see a huge difference in it. So yeah, let's skip that one. So now I'll show you how to do the sides. So now we need to be, again, remember you need to be on this outer corner of this picot. Okay, so we are gonna go through in a circular manner through these beads. Just going to turn this to make it easier. So this is starting to look like a princess bracelet. Like a Snow White or something like that. Oh. Okay, so go through your pearls to come around. Go through this pearl, through that 11-0, that. There. So we want to be in this one here. So go through this one and this one. Now you're going to pick up 7 11-0s. We have 4 and 3. We are coming out of this bead here. We're going to go into the next one over. So we're going to go through that one like this. Now you can go through all of them and add this piece all the way through. I find it's a little better to go around through here and come out this one and add the second row here and then secure them all. So that's what we're going to do. But you could essentially go along and come back. So go through these two here. That. And I wouldn't pull this too tight. You kind of want it to arch a little. If I pull it tight, let me see if I can demonstrate. Actually, pulling it tight's not too bad with these. I would just kind of play with it and see where it works best for you. So now we want to come up through this one and we're going to add the different color beads. So that's these here, they're called Ceylon snowflake. And you don't have to do a different color. It's just kind of a aesthetic thing. So pick up 6 of these because of course they're underneath these 7. They don't have as much space. So only pick up 6. And if you look, go through the equivalent bead on the other side. So that's this side bead. You're going to go through this side bead and you're going to go down. And you're trying to mirror what you're doing on the other side. So you're coming up from the top of that one. So you want to go down through that top. And that will keep everything nice and straight like that. Okay, so now we want to get our thread back up into this one here. So we're going to go through that bottom bead here. That. Go through the top and go through 3 beads to start. No, go through 4. This part you can decide. What we're going to do is we're going to attach the bottom row to the top row. I've seen people do every bead, but I tried to find the middle point, which in the 6 beads, the middle point is the 2 middle beads. So you want that to match up with your top. So then all I do is take my thread down and you can see it comes down to this second, like this 3rd and 4th bead. The 2 middle ones of the bottom. Go through, I'm going through too many here. Go through those 2. And again, you know, your tension is dependent on you. I hold it and pull so that they don't kind of move around. And then you want to go back up. You can either go straight up or you can go over on an angle and go through the last 3 beads on the top row. Like that. Pull it tight. And that is that one done. So it looks a bit kind of awkward right there, but when you have them side by side, they kind of meld into each other. You don't notice it as much. And like some sides, this side's a little more rounded. I just take my fingers and roll the beads and they kind of line up. But you definitely would never notice that difference. If you have a hint on how to do these bridges that are a lot nicer, I'm sure if we did each bead, it would look better. But I'm not going to worry about it. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so let's do the next one. So we are in that top bead. It's the same as here. So we're ready to add 7 beads on this side. There's 5, 6, 7. Let's double check that. Yeah, I thought one extra got on there. Okay, so we're coming out of here. We're going to go into this one. There. And once you put the other strands in, I find it they straighten out a bit. So the other part to this is these strands may look like different sizes, like those look bunched together and that one doesn't. Let me make sure I have enough beads on there. There's 2. Yeah, there's 7 there. These pearls sometimes are not, like this area here is not tight. And I did find with just kind of massaging it a bit. And these guys might not be in this right spot either. So just play with it a bit. You know, add more beads if you want. I tried to keep it the same amount of beads. So now I'm coming around to this side bead. And I'm going to add the 6 of the snowflake Ceylon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming out of here, we're going to go into this corner bead here. Let me see if I can pop that down so you can see it. So I'll go through this one. I'm going to make my way around. There, like that. And you could like stretch this one out too. There, that looks a little better. So go up through that picot, like that, and through here, the top row. So I'm just trying to find the midpoint. You have 7 beads on the top, so it's hard to find the midpoint. So you might want to use the lower row as your midpoint. So go through the middle 2 beads on the lower row. And get in here, there, like that. And go through these guys at the top row, like that. So there is your bracelet. I don't know if I might have enough thread to do the one side. Let's see how that'll look. So let me extend my thread here. I had a long piece, but then I decided to cut it short for the tutorial because it you know, it takes time passing the thread through every time. So I'm making my way and I'm still following that thread path. So I'm making my way down to the other side. So let's go through this pearl, like that, and go down through these little picot beads and through the pearl. Go through here, through this pearl, go through the next pearl, and through the 11-0, go around these 2 beads here, and now we're ready to add our next row. Get that nice and straight. So pick up 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, and go to the next top picot. That. So you can see how this is starting to really look amazing. Just with those little embellishments. Okay, we're going to come into this side bead here. That. We're going to pick 6 of the snowflake color. What we have here, 3 and 3. So we're coming out of this one. We're going to go into this one. Oh, my thread came off. I think this is a John James needle, which I actually, of all the needles I got, the really good needles, I really like it because it's easy to thread, but that happens when you're at the end of your thread. It comes out. So let's pick up those beads again. I doubt we're going to be able to do the second row, but I wanted you to see what it looked like side to side. So go through this one, and we're going to make a round to the other. So like that. So you can see how sometimes it goes really nicely rounded, but yeah, like I said, just play with it and massage it and see if you can get it to behave. So we're going to jump down to the bottom row, pick up the 2 middle beads, and then go back up to the top row, over to the next set of beads, like that. So I think I would do this differently. This, I don't like where it pops up like that. So let me see if I can just get that a little better. So what you might do, rather than come straight through here, is go down to those 2 again and just loop around and back. Now, the other thing is you can go through, when you're done everything, you can go back through all of this along, and it won't take you long, like maybe 10 minutes to do that, and that will really straighten them out. So let's get one more row on there. Pick up 7, that, and go around. Through this one here. And add the different colored ones. And go through the second one here. You know, the other thing you can do is you can add these on like this, and then when you're done is go through the whole thing, but then attach them. It might be a little more consistent than what I'm getting here. And I definitely feel like there's people out there that have some tips about that, because I think some stuff has, like, people have purchased tutorials on Etsy and stuff. They might have a tip about it, or they've seen it on a video that I just haven't seen yet. So, and I search constantly on YouTube for videos, and I cannot believe how hard it is to find videos that are particular to different things like this, different techniques. So let's try going around twice. Yeah, that seemed to straighten it out a bit. I'm pretty sure that's what I did on the bracelet. So now let's just go through these guys here. And through that bead. Yeah, a little better. Okay, let me just hide the end of this. I think I will probably start this bracelet over for the giveaway, and I'll yeah, I'm trying to decide. I apologize. I paused there. I'm like, I'm thinking on camera. I wanted to decide which video I would use as the giveaway video. So if you comment on this one, then I could take those comments as a giveaway. But let me think about that, and I will let you know in another video. So there you go. This is going to be a lovely, lovely bracelet. Let's bring this out so you can see the other one. Ta-da! Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.